Hey family, God bless you. I want to share some encouragement today. I want to help those who have fallen off the horse, who have been knocked off the horse by the devices of the enemy, to get back up, dust yourself off, put your saddle back on your horse, climb up, and continue to ride. Because recently, the enemy has sent many attacks my way, as he has done with all of us. And he has sent one of the most dangerous devices that he has in his hands: doubt. Doubt can tear you away your from God's plan. I mean, God's will be done. His will be done. So whatever God has for you, regardless what the enemy tries to do to hinder that, to slow it down, it will be done. But we want to keep from hindering God's work. We want to allow God's work to flow and to allow him to use us, that we can do the things of his will. So recently, the enemy has been attacking me in my dreams, as far as giving me confusion and causing me to doubt certain things that I've been being told, things that I've learned, things that the Lord has shown me. And because of that, I decided to take a break from videos, from YouTube, from people that I was watching or listening to, and things that I was reading, and everything that I've picked up. The Lord told me to bring it to Him on His threshing floor, so that He could sift through the things that I've gathered and help me to separate the wheat from the tares, the wheat from the chaff, and that I could discern what was of Him and what was not of Him, so that I can continue to grow and move forward. So I took a break and just went into the Word and prayed, and then the Lord sent me some words. So He sent me a few dreams to um that brought me to all this understanding, and I want to share that with you. So the first dream I had, I was with some guys of my team. I knew I was with my team, and I knew there was a tournament battle that we were challenged to. I knew it was going to be like a jousting um, tournament on horses, and I was going to be one of the jousters. At first, we were going to refuse the battle, but we thought over it, talked it over, and chose to accept the challenge. We traveled to the enemy's camp and were outside of these stone walls. Then it changed, and we were inside the walls at that point. We were told to lay down in the grass, and we were separated into groups of 3 or 4 on the ground, and I could see there were men on horses around us in the camp who I knew were generals. There were 2 people, a woman and a man, that were talking to everyone, and they were saying something about not making a sound or you would be punished or something like that. And I then saw that there was this tractor that came out, and it had like barbed wire on the wheels. Then the tractor started driving around in between the groups of people, in between the spaces of the groups of people that were laying on the ground. And at some point, one of the women to my left in one of the little groups had did something, and the tractor ended up like running her over or something. It went backwards over top of her, and the guy next to me started to kind of freak out after he saw that. So I decided to try to keep everyone calm that I was with. So I put my right arm around the two people that I was with, and I put my left arm in front of me straight out, and we were laying on our stomachs, and I figured that if I could put my arm as straight as possible, and we could all squeeze in with each other, that if when this tractor came to drive around near us, that it wouldn't hit me or run over my arm or scratch me up or anything like that. So at that point, the man that had been talking in the center of the grass, he came over, and I think he came over because he heard us talking. I don't really remember why he came over originally, but he came over, and I remember I was going to ask him a question. So I raised my left hand to ask him a question because I didn't want to speak out and have whatever they were going to do to the people that were making noises or whatever. So after I raised my hand, I don't know if he read my mind or if I talked or what, but he took my hand and he took a knife out and he sliced my hand, my palm, like right across here. He went, psh. And as soon as he did that, like it split open, but the weird thing is I didn't bleed. Like there was no blood that came out. And I could see my bone. I could see bone. And I thought to myself, like I kind of started to freak out for a second. Cause like I was just shocked, like what? I can see my bones in my hand just got cut open. But I wasn't like scared. So I continued to look at it, and when he did that, he like gave me this look, almost saying, "Look at your hand." So I looked at my hand, and at first I thought it was bone, but then what was bone, like right here, I saw a bone here and bone here where the cut was. But then the bones turned around, and they were eyeballs. And when that happened, I immediately said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then I told the slice in my hand to seal up. I said, seal up right now, immediately. And it did. It both the whole cut, it just closed up all the way through. It sealed up. And I woke up. So there's a lot of things that I got from this dream that the Lord revealed to me about this dream. But so like there's more than one meaning to this dream for me. But parts of it I'm not gonna go over right now just because that's like a whole nother video that I would need to make on some of that stuff, which part of it has to do with the end part where I got my hand sliced, because I'm not too sure that this was something of wickedness, that this was a evil thing or not. I think the Lord was actually revealing something to me about that, but I don't want to touch on that right now. But so what I did get from this dream was that the Lord was telling me that about this jousting and me being on this horse, and then after that change, I wasn't on the horse and I was laying on the ground, and all the other stuff that happened. So what I feel as though he was telling me, this had to do with where I was at in my mind at that time, where I was being confused, and I felt as though the enemy was attacking me with doubt and confusion, and deception and dreams and things like that. He was telling me that I had been knocked off my horse, and the joust, I had been jousted. And when they joust, they use those long rods, that they, like spears, where they gallop on the, ride the horses towards each other, holding the spears, and they jab each other. Um, they jab it right into to their opponent's chest, trying to knock them off of the horse. So that's what the enemy had did. I allowed him to jab me and joust me off, knocking me off my horse. And he gave me confirmation about that in this next dream. So in this next dream, this was actually last night. So I had this dream. I was running through a yard with other people, and I saw there was a fence that people were standing against. And I was holding a delivery in my arm, a package in my arm that I was delivering. And I thought about just hopping over the fence. I figured I could do it in a cool way, and it would be fun, and that it would also save me some time. So I went to jump, but I kept second guessing. Like I kept thinking, like, how should I jump? Should I jump? Am I going to jump too soon? How high do I need to jump? Like, I was just overthinking it, and I kept second guessing myself in it. Like, am I going to make it? So as I went to jump, after doing all this overthinking and second guessing, I didn't jump high enough, and I hit the gate with my feet, and I bent the gate down on top of people that were standing there, and then I fell down on the ground, and then I had got up, and I was like apologizing to them. So I immediately understood what this meant. This was confirming what I got from the other dream, or part of what I got from the other dream. So obviously me delivering this package, that has to do with what I do now, what I do on here, sharing these dreams with you, sharing these messages when the Lord sends his messengers to go and deliver things for him. And second guessing myself, overthinking, that was the doubt. That was the doubt that seeped in, the enemy knocking me off the horse. And I went to jump over this fence, but since I was second guessing everything, I didn't get high enough to get over the fence, over the hurdle, the attack from the enemy, the thing that was put in my way, to a stumbling block that was put in my way to hinder me, to slow me down, to knock me down, to trip me up. And I ended up hitting it, falling over, and knocking it into other people, knocking them down, being a stumbling block to them. So and then I got up, dusted myself off, and apologized. So that's what I'm doing to you guys now. I want to apologize because I'm sorry, because I should not, knowing what the position, knowing the things that the place that the Lord has put me in, knowing the the work that He has me doing right now, um, helping people, teaching and leading, guiding, whatever you want to call it, shepherding. I should not be doubting. I should not be allowing the enemy to seep in my mind and put confusion and doubt and fall off my horse. And I'm not perfect, and this happens, but so it's good in a way, because now this could be an example for someone else that's going through the same thing, to help them see that you know these things happen, but we have to seek the Lord in that matter. We can't get discouraged and let the enemy defeat you and completely destroy your testimony, your witness, destroy the work that the Lord has for you to do, and lead you astray from the path that He has put you on. We have to stand. We have to be strong in the Word, and trusting in God, trusting in His plan, because He has a plan for us. And this could be a test. This could be a test for me. Hopefully I'm passing it. But regardless, what the Lord told me is showing me is that he revealed this to me, and he told me, like, he's dusting me off. He picking me back up and placing me back on that horse. My faith is restored in Him. I have to, my strength is restored. I had to take that break to get that. Sometimes we have to take a rest and just fall back and lean on the Lord, and help Him clean our wounds and things like that, so we can get back on the battlefield. But just some scripture I wanted to share with you about some of these things is Proverbs 3:5-8 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and turn away from evil. It will be healing to your flesh and refreshment to your bones." And Mark 11:23, which says, "Truly I say to you, whoever says to this mountain, 'Be taken up and thrown into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he sees will come to pass, it will be done for him." So I know some of you have been going hard in the Lord, have been going hard in the Spirit, have been working diligently, studying, doing everything that you could possibly do, that the Lord is leading you to do. And we get tired. We get tired from the enemy's attacks. We get beat up. We get beat down. And sometimes we need to take a break. Sometimes we get overwhelmed, and that leaves room for us for failure. That leaves room for cracks in our armor, for the enemy to seep in. But we have to stay strong. We have to help each other, hold each other up, lift each other up, build each other up. The Lord has put us here with each other for a reason, that we can, when we see weakness in our brother and sister, when we see that they have been injured, that we come to help them get through their injuries and encourage them to get back up and continue walking, continue riding on that horse. Get back up, mount your horse, and ride in the Lord's armor, in His Spirit, covered by His blood. I love you. God bless you. And I'll talk with you soon.